So number one is never be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Number two, always subdue, negotiate. Number three, if there is a fight, fight to finish. That is, you have to emerge as a victor. Very good morning, everyone, and we welcome you for day 3 of the online training session in self-defense for your college. So let's begin with the bow, touching, a greeting stance. Great. Fine. So let's start with warm up, just to free up your body. Hands on your waist. Have a clockwise rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Reverse. Keep your legs straight. 1, 2. Don't bend your knees. 4 and 5. Okay. Fine. Spread your legs and keep your hands straight and try to go as much as you can. Go down. Look at the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Rise up. Reduce the stance between both the legs. Hands on your waist and stretch backwards. Okay. You will make an arc. Do as much as possible. Stretch. Go back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. So today we'll be taking you to a different technique which is called striking. Last 2 days we did about deflecting, okay, warding the attack off from your body, saving yourself, then having a good foundation so that you are unshakable when you're doing your techniques. So today what we'll be doing is we'll be teaching you a strike. If you remember yesterday we had introduced one back fist strike. Okay, back fist strike. So today we will be introducing the elbow strike. You know, elbow is a very strong bone, and in the upper body this is the bone with the strongest density as well. And if the elbow hits someone, even by mistake, you know, it pains. So elbow is very, very important for self-defense, especially self-defense where close range is concerned. Maybe half hand distance or one hand distance, elbow plays a major role, right? So first, we will be practicing one stance which is called a horse riding stance. I'm sure that you all must have sat on a horse till now. If not, then when you sit on a horse, you will understand what I meant by a horse riding stance. Normally, when we stand, the natural standing position, we normally stand this way, okay? Our feet are slightly outward, our toe is slightly outward. But when we are supposed to practice, we keep our feet here straight, okay? But now, the distance between both the legs is equivalent to my waist, which I'll be doubling up. Okay? And then I'll be sitting down. I'll be sitting down with my toes facing towards you all and the knees slightly out. Okay? So I'm sitting this way. Here my body weight is equally divided on both the legs. And my center of gravity is exactly below my groin. Okay, so this is called a horse riding stance. You sit on a horse like this and you hold the reins and you take the horse ahead. Okay, so this is a horse riding stance. So we'll be practicing this first. How we do that and what is the benefit of doing this? When you practice this stance, you tend to strengthen the lower body because it takes the weight of the upper body as well. Plus your quadricep muscles, your thigh muscles. There are 4 muscle groups, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So out of which 1 and 2, this muscle group become strong when we practice the horse riding stance. At the same time, our calf muscles also get toned when we practice this horse riding stance. Okay, so everybody, you can stand straight like this and slide your right leg and try to sit this way and keep your hands over here. Your back has to be straight and back. You're sliding your feet while going in, you're sliding your feet while coming again. So gradually you're going in, going inside, gradually you're coming up. So I'm dropping my height gradually. I'm coming again back to normal gradually. Okay? So practice this for 10 counts right side, 10 counts left side before we begin the elbow strikes. So you can keep your hand in front and slide slowly. 1, go towards your right side. When you feel that both your legs have equal body weight, that is the horse riding stance for you. And try to sit there just for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Pull back your right leg. Okay. Now do the same process with your left leg. Left leg goes brushing the floor towards the left side. 1. Very good. Stay there for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3 and pull back again. Nice one. 5. Okay. 6, 7. Okay. 8, 9 and 10. Good one. Okay. Why did we teach this? Because when you strike with your elbow is at the side of the body. So your body is going towards one of the sides. Okay. So in order to not lose balance, we have this stance, right? When we are going in front and doing any action, we have a stance to support the action. At the same time, when you're going left, right on the side, so this is the stance to support whatever we do, so that we don't lose our balance and we don't fall down. Okay, fine. So let's keep your hand here, same thing, as we began on day 1. And from here, just keep your right hand. See, both the hands are now vertically placed. You have to make the right hand horizontally placed now and stretch it beyond, at least till the center of your body, okay, till the center of your body. And you have to strike on the right side. When you're striking on the right side, you can lean slightly towards your right. Don't go in this stance now, you just do it while standing, okay? Let's try. Okay. 1, your right hand is horizontally placed. The elbow is stretched till the center of your body. Now the elbow strike happens on the right side. The target is on the right side. 2. You're looking at the target. Okay, so you're looking at the target and you're striking with your elbow. Back. The same happens to the left hand. It has to be horizontally placed. 1. Now left, 2, left. So you need to look towards the left when you strike with your elbow towards the left. 2. Okay. Fine, come back to normal. Okay. Now, our breathing will support the act what we do. So when we are raising our hand, placing it horizontally, making ourselves ready to strike, breathe in. When we strike, breathe out. It's always like when you are striking, you breathe out. Okay? But before that, you need to fill up your diaphragm. Okay? And then exhale out through your mouth. In this, you can also have a kiai, that is a shout. That voice modulation is very, very important. So the strike and the shout happens together. It is a lethal combination. Striking and shouting is a lethal combination. Okay? So let's try with the right hand. 1, 2. Back. 3 with the left hand. 4. Back. Like if someone is standing on a bus stop, standing on a platform, or standing outside a coffee shop waiting for someone, right? You can stand anywhere, even in your society compound or wherever you're staying, okay, on a road junction. So if somebody approaches you from the side, right? Somebody approaches you from the side, you don't want to turn your whole body and face that unwanted person, right? But you want to ward him off, okay? Somebody keeping their hand on your shoulder. So at such times, okay, or somebody approaching you like this, at this times, you can strike with your elbow here. Somewhere on the solar plexus, good if it is hit here, because this is a weak point, or else you can try at the throat, or on the side, or even if it goes at the lower mandible, okay. Even if it goes here, that's okay. Because you have the right to protect yourself. No one can deny that. Okay? Fine. So, once again, 1. The moment you, even if somebody has kept the hand and you realize that somebody has put the hand on your shoulder, even at that time you can raise and 1 this way. Okay, now see, she has naturally stepped towards me. She has stepped towards me to gain more leverage, more body balance, and to close in the gap. So the strike can be really good. Okay? Please try. 2 and back. Very good. Let's yell out a kiai, or you can say a hi at your place, just to channelize the energy. 1, hi. 2, hi. 3, hi. 4, hi. 5, hi. You can gradually increase the speed. 6, hi. 7, hi. 8, hi. 9, hi. And 10, hi. Okay. When you're standing here, you need to go towards your right side. So 1, you lifted your shoulder, okay, your elbow, and you're looking toward your right side. And 2, you're striking at the right side, and you're coming back, right? Again, towards your left, you lifted up your arm, your elbow is in at the center of the body, but you're looking at the target, and 2 this way, inside. You're getting in. Okay, so this you have to practice. Are you all okay with this? Can you all try this? Okay. And back. We have to do it in 2 counts. 1 count, get ready. The second count, strike. 1, 2, hey, back. 3, look here. 4, look at the direction of your attack. Back. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay. So this was like you took care of the side. Now you have to take care in front. Okay. So like this. If somebody approaches, just come forward. Somebody approaches and keeps their hand on the shoulder. Right. At this time, the side elbow strike will not work. Try the side elbow strike. 1. Because it is projected somewhere else, not at the direction of the aggression. So here the front elbow strike will help you. So it is like this, raising your elbow up. This is 1. If like somebody has tapped on your shoulder, okay, and your hands are free. First of all, if you're carrying something in your hand, it's common sense. Please drop it down, okay, so that your hands are free to strike. So in this case, there is a gap in between. You can see this gap in between both the hands. So here you can step forward and hit at the bottom of the chin, okay, and go back. So this way you can save yourself from anyone who has kept his hand on your shoulder. So try it once again. Stepping forward, one leg in front direction, and the same leg, same hand striking upwards. Okay, this way. So let's try with your right hand. 1, this way up. Okay, it has to brush the throat and go up. You cannot just do it here without touching the other person. So that's why you need to step in and strike. Step in and strike. So let's try here. 1, step in, okay, and strike this way and back. 2, step in and strike upwards in the upward direction. Upward direction. Again at the center of the body, not on the side. Because if somebody has tapped on your shoulder and you do it on the side, no use. It has to be in the center. Understand? At the center. So please try. Okay. Stepping forward with your right leg and striking with the elbow, right hand. 1. Back. 2. Back. 3. Strike and back. Okay. 4. Strike and back. Very nice. Please focus on the elbow. 6. Stepping forward, rising your arm up and striking with the elbow. Exactly. The elbow has to be slightly in the center of your body. Okay. 7. Back. 8. Okay. Back. 9. Back. And 10. And back. Okay. So now you are being trained to tackle any opponent coming from the side, also from front. Okay. But what if the person is very strong and you're not able to do this? The person is strong enough and you're not able to do this. Even if you're doing this, there is nothing happening. The impact is not strong. Okay. Even if you're trying this, the impact is not strong. Nothing. He may take the face back. So your strike. So when you're striking, he may take the face back. So nothing happened. Okay. This may happen when we are doing it in a controlled environment. Everything seems very good. But when you go in an uncontrolled environment, it has to be a part of your muscle memory so that it happens. Understand? So you need to train a lot of times. Normally, when we practice karate, we say if you want to make the technique good, you have to practice it 10,000 times. And if you want to make it as a muscle memory, you have to practice one technique for 90,000 times. So that is the intensity of training for it to become a part of your muscle memory. Okay. Anyways, now if this doesn't work, okay, if this doesn't work, then roundhouse elbow strike will definitely work. Roundhouse elbow strike is nothing but what you did upwards. You have to do it this way. Okay, you have to do it this way. Fine. So just watch. If she has caught this way, what I can do is with both the hands, one of the hand will drop down, okay, losing her balance. The second will smash it off. The elbow will hit at the lower mandible or on the face. So I'm trying, keeping my hand. Watch this. 1, 2. Yes. Understand? Just watch it from a closer distance. Yes. You try this way. This way. Okay. I've tapped on her shoulder. 1, 2, and here. Okay, this way. So it hits on the side of your face. Let's try this. 1 and back. 2 and back. 3 and back. A roundhouse elbow strike. 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's try with the first one. Just sitting down and getting back in horse riding stance. No elbow strike now. So 1, 2, either side. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now hands in front. The side elbow strike without shifting your body. Okay. 1 and back. 2 and back. 3 and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. Okay. Now with your stance and the hand movements. So right leg goes towards your right side. Sitting in horse riding stance, right hand goes towards a right elbow strike. 1 and back. 2 and back. Look at the target, okay? Look at the opponent. 3 and back. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. Okay, fine. Now towards the upward direction. Okay, you have to step forward with your right leg slightly and strike with the elbow at the bottom of the chin. Okay, the elbow going up against gravity. 1. Still you're looking at the opponent. Back. 2. Keep changing your legs and your hands. Back. 3. Back. 4. Back. 5. Come on, more stronger. Back. And 6. 6. Woo. Okay, back. Fine. So now this is done. The side elbow strike, the upward elbow strike. Now the roundhouse elbow strike. The placement of your feet remains the same like before. And a roundhouse elbow strike. The target is the lower mandible or the side of your face. 1 and back. 2 and back. 3 and back. The other hand can be used as a support to the striking hand. 4 and back. 5 and back. 6 and back. First, the side elbow strike with your stance, okay? Horse riding stance. 1, back. 2, back. 1, back. 2, back. 3, back. Okay. 4, back. Okay. Now the upward elbow strike, stepping ahead. 1, back. 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back. Okay. Now the roundhouse elbow strike, stepping in front. Okay. 1, back, 2, back, 3, back. Keep breathing out when you're striking. Okay. The moment of strike, breathe out. 4, back, 5, back, and 6, and back. That was wonderful, everybody. Very nice. Okay. Relax. Okay. Okay, fine. Now take a break and get back in 10 seconds. So we're trying to make it more easy. So whatever we can do while standing, the same we can do while sitting. Okay. So any condition should not deter us from defending ourselves. Now, hands up. Okay, this way. So now towards your side. Let's try towards the side. Yesterday we, trained how to be more stable on the floor while sitting on the chair. Okay, so you can adjust your feet accordingly. A better grip will always help, will complement. 1 on the side and back. Now on the other side. Okay, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back. Okay. Now upward elbow strike. Specifically here, okay, if you are sitting on a chair and somebody approaches you from front, okay, you will see my back. Somebody approaching you from front, okay, watch this. Approaching you from front and dropping the weight. So this time, without getting up, you can use the extension. You can use your hand to strike on the throat or at the solar plexus or at anywhere at the chest area. 2, back, 3, back, 4, back. Now roundhouse elbow strike. Okay, 1, back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, back, 5, back, 6, back. Okay, good one. Very nice. Okay, so now we will be having a combination of everything. Okay, the first count, side elbow strike with your right hand. The second count, upward elbow strike with your right hand. The third count, roundhouse elbow strike with your right hand. So everything with the right hand. Keep this in mind. Okay, 1, 2, and back, 3, back. When you're done with the attack, please bring your hands back to normal position. 1, 2, 3, back, 4, 5, 6. Okay, fine. Can we have everything in one count? One side of the body, please. Right side now. Okay. So every strike with your right hand, all the 3 strikes in one count. You're striking, you're bringing it back, you're striking, you're bringing it back, you're striking, you're bringing it back. So your timing, your rhythm, your technique. Here we go. 1, okay, 2, on the side, in front, roundhouse. Very good. Yeah. Roundhouse. Okay, roundhouse is from, see, when you're hitting on the side, you're coming back, you're lifting your arm up, your elbow up, and coming back. From here, roundhouse is like this. Okay, not like this. I see some of them going this way. It's here. It's here. This is parallel to the floor. Parallel to the floor. Parallel to the floor. Okay. 1, Okay, fine. So let's have last 6 before winding up the session. 1. Okay, 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. Okay, relax. Okay. Now, golden rules for self-defense. Okay, the golden rules for self-defense, you can also note it down. The first thing is never be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Never be at the wrong place at the wrong time. That means if you want to go out for a dinner in the night, go at the dinner time. Don't go at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at 2 o'clock at the wrong place. Maybe beach is not a right place to go at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the night. So this is what I mean to say. I just gave Juhu Beach as an example. So don't be at the wrong place at the wrong time. Second, always subdue or negotiate. Like if somebody comes in front of you and shows you a knife and asks for your wallet, if your wallet has some amount, it's better to give that amount and move off. Because if you're not trained and if that knife harms yourself, the cost of stitching and the hospitalization and the trauma and torture what you go through will be expensive as compared to the money what you have it in your bag. Okay, so you have to calculate. You have to take a calculative risk. So the second one is always subdue, negotiate. The third one is if there is a fight, then fight to come out as a victor and not as a victim. So you have to give everything what you have learned, everything what comes to your mind during that time, everything what your mind and body can do that time, you need to do it and come out as a victor. Your self-defense is your right and you have every reason to defend yourself from any external aggression. Okay, so this was it. So I hope everybody has understood the training, and of course you can always keep training yourself. Dr. Vinita Gaikwad is also a first degree black belt, and she can also be of great help to you in case if you have some small queries, she can resolve it. If you have more queries, you can always get back to us through Vinita ma'am. We'll be really happy to help you out. And once things turn to normal, we'll be also looking forward to train you all in person. And before that, if you would like to have some online training with us on a regular basis for yourself, for your group, or in your circle of influence, do let us know. Thank you very much. So now we would like to hear some of all of you all. Please share your feedback. So I will spotlight the video starting with Vinita ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, good morning everyone. It's a big thanks from my end to Shihan and Nihal Sensei. We are really grateful to both of you all for taking out your time and making all these 3 days really a wonderful experience for all of us. I do feel bad and I don't understand, why girls from our institution were not very proactive in attending these sessions. And each of these sessions, if you personally ask me, has given us various ideas as to how we can protect ourselves when we are in uncomfortable or unpleasant situations, which many of us might be facing when we are specifically in crowded places. So these are very simple techniques which were being taught to us. Which can, you don't require to be a black belt, or you don't require to have a very hardcore martial arts training for this. They are very simple techniques, and I really feel sorry that our other girl students who should have been here for this training have not taken advantage of it. At the same time, I am grateful to all my faculty members who have been a part of this training. I am sure that this is going to help them out, and I am also thankful and look forward to my students who have been, the few of them who have been here for this training. And thanks once again to Shihani and to dear Sensei.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for teaching us how to defend ourselves. And it's really a requirement of every girl. So we are very unlucky that our students had not joined and taken benefit of online session. But still, we are thankful to Madam and management for giving us such opportunity. And not, last but not least, you both of you giving us such a wonderful online session at home. Thank you, everyone.
The session was really very good, sir, and it is, I can say, very much helpful for the girls. Nowadays, everyone requires such type of activities, and I myself think that we have to be involved in such activities, and we must carry forward this and help even our friends. We have to advise them to join with this. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you for the great session. It really helps in boost confidence and also able to tackle the situations that can be faced.
Good. So hope to see you back in training now once the session resumes online as well.
Sure, sir.
Yes, and Nehal ma'am would like to say something.
I would like to appreciate the faculty members. I have seen since all 3 days. You were training in sari. So the Josh what you have to train and to get knowledge in such a field with our Indian traditional dress, because see, as Shriman always says in our self-defense sessions, that when we are walking on road or we are in day-to-day life, we at times girls are wearing shorts or girls are wearing skirts or women are wearing saris. So at such a situation, we should be able to train our mind and body accordingly, that things are in our muscle memory and we use them as and when required. Second most thing, as ma'am, all of you in fact shared, that it's very important nowadays for a girl to be ready with all these things. In pandemic, the situations have occurred in such a way. अगर हम कोई भी deserted road से travel कर रहे हैं, even in a car, safe with family, but there are many incidences happening on road which can be dangerous or demanding for us to learn such a thing in case of emergency.
Self-defense, okay. What we taught is how to take care of our body, but it is also very important that to be vigilant whenever we are going out, right? We cannot be lost in our own thoughts and go out of the street. Like our great teachers used to say, when you step out of your home, there are a million enemies waiting for you. That doesn't mean that everybody is an enemy. No. Your negativity is also an enemy. Your anger is also an enemy. Your lust is also an enemy. Your irrational beliefs are also your enemy. So we have to rise above them, right? We have to condition our brain. We have to condition ourselves, because everybody grows by nature and nurture. So the better nurture we get, the better nurture we give to the next generation, we are going to have good civilians in our society. We should make an effort to be, refrain from violent behavior. But if something goes wrong, we should be also empowered to overcome that situation for our benefit, for our safety. So with this, we end the session here, and the training will not only help you to take care of yourself for self-defense, but also to seek a proper work and life balance. To have a proper personal and professional life, how to balance your work, how to be more accountable, how to be more responsible, how to build a team, how to break barriers in communication, how to build mutual trust and respect in your peers. So the training can help you this way as well. So we have specific training for corporate organizations where we teach all these things. Okay? So students, tomorrow when you go in corporates, if you want such training, you can always reach back to us. Okay. So